Good morning, everyone.
Good
Good
morning, sir.
morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Yes, good morning. So, chapter 4, English, is first flight. Anyone who has read the chapter?
सर आधा किया था आधा नहीं किया था.
Okay. So, it's a very interesting story about a seagull bird. His first flight, the name itself suggests that it is about the first time when the bird flies. The birds, when they are born, they already have the wings. But do you think that all the birds, means all the birds when they are young, they are able to fly so easily, or do they have to learn flying? They also have to learn it. They watch their parents how they fly, and they also attempt to fly the same way. They have got the wings, but they have to watch their parents how to fly, and then they start flying. Just when they are born, they don't start flying. It takes few days for them. So his first flight is the lesson which is based on a young seagull bird. And the seagull is afraid to take his first flight. He is not able to fly. Seagull. Have you seen this kind of birds?
No,
Yes,
sir.
yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
It is a common kind of bird with white or grey feathers. Seagull. The story is based on the young seagull who is scared to fly. See, the story is first flight describes the experience of a seagull ready to take his first flight but afraid to do so. The baby seagull's brothers and younger sister have already learned how to fly. So this young seagull, ये तो एक example है, but I'll show you. See, his brothers, two brothers and one sister, they have already learned how to fly. But this young seagull is afraid to take his first flight. However, he is unable to gather the courage. He does not have that courage, that strength to let go of the fear, to let go of the ledge beneath his feet. What is there beneath his feet? You can see my arrow. What is this called? Where he is
The
standing. That is ledge. Now you should know what is ledge. Do you? What is the meaning of ledge? See, this is called a ledge where this man is standing. The young seagull is standing on the ledge. That is
yes,
a narrow horizontal surface from the side of a cliff. A cliff है. The raised mountain, the mountain which is raised upward. So the man where he is standing, that is called the ledge or a cliff. And you should be very careful. You have to be very careful while you are standing on a ledge near a cliff. So the young seagull is also standing on the ledge. He is afraid to take his first flight. And the expanse of the sea stretched below him scares him. What is there beneath this ledge? इसके नीचे क्या है? There is a long mountain,
see,
and below the mountain there is a big, vast sea. And the seagull is afraid that he would fall down, and he would sunk. He would get sunk in the sea, in the water. He will not be able to fly. But do you think birds are afraid of that? But this seagull is afraid that he will fall down. His wings won't support him. His family is mocking at him. His family makes fun of him. That see, we are all able to fly and you are not able to fly. So his parents have threatened him that we will not give you food because when the birds are young, parents bring them food like fish or any other food. They fly far away and they bring the food in the nest. You might have seen. So the parents threatened him that we will not give you food. And he can see his siblings how they are flying with their parents. Siblings means brothers and sister. They are flying with the parents, but he is not able to fly. Parents are teaching the siblings how to fly, how to take the flight, how to catch the fish. But the young seagull is standing on the ledge. He is watching all this. He is watching this scene and he's so sad. He is very hungry. He has not eaten anything for 24 hours. And no one is bothered. No one comes near him. His father, mother, no one. So, do you think that he will be able to fly? Do you think that he will take his first flight? And how will he take the first flight that we will see in the lesson? He is very hungry, but no one is bothered. No one is coming near him to give him the food that he wants to eat. See, he is the only one who is standing at the cliff, and the family they are flying, but he is afraid to take his flight. He is afraid that he would fall down in the water and his wings won't support him. This is ledge, and this top part, the peak, is called the cliff. Shifa, what are you doing? Lakani Shifa. Okay. So we'll read the chapter, and before that, the warm up is given over here. Tell me from uh, these three adventures, which one do you think is the most difficult? Then second, and then the third one. So if it is the most difficult, we will give number one, then number two, and number three. We have to rate these pictures on the scale of one to three. You got it? So which one do you
Yes,
think is
sir.
the most difficult?
Yes.
One,
Second.
two,
The
two,
same.
The second one. The second
Second
picture.
one. Yes.
second one.
Can you give me the names if you have heard?
First one.
Balloon skydiving and
Yes, second one is skydiving. That I know.
Hot air
First
ballooning.
one is hot air balloon. Second one is skydiving.
See,
And the third one.
skydiving. I'll give you some names. This activity skydiving is there. Then this hot air ballooning is given. Then paragliding is there. Paragliding, free fall. Many things are there. But anyway, we have to decide which one is the most difficult and the most
Second
scary.
one.
The most difficult is skydiving.
skydiving. Yes, skydiving.
Skydiving.
So second image, you mean the second
Yes.
image,
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
skydiving, right?
Yes.
So should I write there number one?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Then which is the second most difficult?
Sec third.
Number
Third.
third. Third. Third.
Number third, paragliding.
Third.
Okay. So anyone who has tried any one of these?
No.
No.
नो सर
No,
टीवी में
sir.
बहुत देखा है,
Not it.
सिखाया लगा है ऐसे कि कौन सा डिफिकल्ट होगा कौन सा नहीं.
Yes, of course. We all have seen that on television or some videos. Of that is the only thing where we can watch these things. But anyone who has watched it really means in real
Yes.
No.
life, if you have watched it, not in
No. Yes.
television, not on screen.
Yes, sir. I have.
Which one and which place, if you can tell us?
The first one, balloon.
Okay, hot air ballooning. So where have you seen that sport? Where?
That I don't remember.
Don't remember the place. Was it in India?
Yes.
Goa?
No.
No. Then it's also there in Diu.
No.
No. What if the balloon has a hole in it? If it goes up in the sky?
इसमें जो बैठा होगा वो बेचारा नीचे गिर के
You know, recently means I would say it has been more than a year. I have seen this, as I said, Diu, which is very near to our state. It's actually in our
Yes.
state. And I have seen this, and as I said, the balloon had a hole, and it was flying over the sea. There is a beach, Nagua Beach. If you have heard the name, it's very popular in Diu.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
I have gone
So
also.
there, acha. So there, these two people were there, and the man would go along with them. So it was flying, and no, it is tied with a rope. You know, it is tied with a rope, and there is a pole on the ground, and it is tied over there. But it flies
Yes.
over the beach. It flies over the beach. So there was a accident. Means the balloon, the obviously the air would come out if there is a hole. So it came down at a great speed and they fell down in that water. Immediately, the rescue team means that boats were sent and they were taken out.
Hmm.
So that
Did
that
that
is the
any harm?
disadvantage. No, they were okay. Means they did not suffer any loss. It was okay.
That's good.
What about the second one? Oh, Sarani,
So
how
hard.
long it has been? Why don't you attend every day?
Sir, I usually attend every classes.
But then you don't speak up. The other day I was asking about you. I don't remember. I asked them or someone.
Yes, sir. When you were asking, she was not there in India.
Okay,
Yes,
it
in
was last
between
year.
I
I
went
remember.
Iran to live.
Okay, then don't go again. If you go there, then you attend from there because we have students attending from abroad.
Yes, sir.
तो तंजील थी ना एक.
Yes, she is also there.
Okay, even this one. What is her name? Sarah.
Yes, sir. क्या है?
Nothing. Would you like to try this one?
No,
Which one,
no.
sir?
I okay.
Yes,
I will
sir. I'd
sponsor it for you.
definitely like
If
to. I'd
I will sponsor
definitely
it for
like
you.
to. This.
Never
It
in
costs a
life.
lot.
I just love these adventures.
But you know the people they first all the reports are done. The full body checkup is done,
Yes.
and then and it is not that easy. You have to sign all the agreements and documents. It is at the own risk, and obviously, I don't think, and I'm sure about it. Below 18, it's not allowed.
Yes,
Yes, so
I
it's
know
not our
that
age to
below
try this.
18 not be allowed, but I'd definitely like to try the sport. I mean, these adventures, paragliding, skydiving.
Paragliding is still okay. It's not that much risky.
Yeah,
Yes.
that much risky, but skydiving is too much risky. Just
it is
three or
it is
four,
like a
just before 3 or 4 days, I just saw this. I was just saying something. video or something, and I just saw that skydiving.
You need a
Yes,
strong
and
heart.
soft-hearted can even get heart attack.
Yes, and they would die. Before they fall down, their heart would fail.
Yes.
And they would not die because they would fall down, because the parachute will be there, or even if they might fall in the water or somewhere. But before getting injured, their heart would stop beating.
Yes.
Yes.
The heart would be arrested. So this is free fall, and the person would be thrown out of the helicopter or the plane, and that's it.
But
They would be
to
flying in the space.
try this sport, I suppose we need to be mentally
Sir,
really
Yes,
stable. Like, need to be calm.
सर
that's why I said all the reports are being. Yes, Shifa.
सर ये लड़का सच्ची में उड़ रहा है कोई गिर नहीं जावे नीचे
हम पूछते हैं अभी।
पैराशूट होते हैं
नहीं नहीं, हम उसको भी पूछते हैं, फोन होगा ना उसके पास।
सर हम
नो
लोग
योर
उड़
क्वेश्चन,
सकते हैं कोई बार
व्हाट डू यू से? इंशाल्लाह
Yes.
someday for sure, when you try this. It costs more than 1 lakh rupees, for your kind
Oh,
information.
सर आप ट्राई करना पहले, बाद में हम एक्सपीरियंस बता।
Sorry, it's not about the money, but
if I get
for the sake of my life, I will not try.
if I get anytime if I get the chance to try this adventures like paragliding, skydiving, I definitely try because I love this kind of adventures.
But it's too risky, huh, Sarah?
Yeah,
It
I
is not
know,
that
but
easy.
like the thrill, the I just want to try it once. Like
ऊपर जाने से पहले नीचे नहीं आ जाना।
Okay, then you take one of
एक बार
your
मिल के जाना।
friends with you. सारा नहीं, फातिमा को ले जाना साथ में.
No, sir, I don't want to try.
Then you take
हाँ हाँ
Modesa
सर,
with you. She will
सारा
come.
ले जा रहा हूँ, मुझे ले जाना।
हाँ, मोदिसा
Modesa
को
will
ले
come.
जाना।
And how can you
also,
forget Almas?
like
Almas will come with you.
which are my bucket list.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
सर
And when you go
सर
there,
नहीं
when you
मैं
go
और
with
सारा नहीं
Sarah,
फातिमा जाने वाले
Sarah will teach you grammar when you are both flying.
सर
सर
मैं
तो
और
मैं गिर
सारा नहीं
जाओगी और
बहुत
मर
फातिमा जाने
जाओगी।
वाले
कहाँ पर?
No, but you will hold her hand. She will not let you fall down.
हाँ ये बात है।
You will both be holding your hands, right, Almas? Then how will you fall down?
सारा तो ऐसे है कि मुझे धक्का दे देगी।
No, she will hold your hand, or you tie her with a rope, double or triple rope. You tie her that parachutes or the
If she will push you,
or there is a
if she
belt.
will
There is a
push you,
belt.
you also fall down.
Yes,
मोदिसा put off your mic
Modesa. Yes,
But if is any problem, then Sarah also can't do anything.
yes. If they fall, they'll fall together, and if they fly, they'll fly together.
साथ जिएंगे, साथ मरेंगे।
Yes.
नहीं अलमाज मेरे साथ मरेगी।
चला
Oh,
तू तो
Umayani.
बोलज नहीं।
Welcome, Umayani.
थैंक यू सर।
लेसन करा
चलो
से
कौन आएगा मेरे
सर
साथ
आगे
ट्राई
सर
करने के
आपको
लिए
सर
मैं
आपको
संडे
पानी पीते हुए
मैं
आपको
मैं
अरे
मुझे ले जाना, कोई बात नहीं।
सब एक साथ कूद जाएंगे।
हाँ
अलमाज मेरे साथ मरेगी हाँ।
नहीं नहीं,
54
No,
I can't
no,
take
none of
that
you
risk.
will go. So it is better not to speak. I know none of you will go because parents won't allow anyone.
Yes.
that's correct sir.
Of
मोदिसा
course.
put
Then
off
why to
your
talk and just
mic
imagine the
બહુ
impossible
disturbance આવે
things,
છે
impractical things. We wish that someday you try it, but when you are
I
when
wish that
when you
I
don't
get the
have
chance someday. to try this,
Hmm.
and my
That's
parents
it.
don't have objection with it.
Right. But don't give my name. I join my hands in front of you. Don't give my name that I have told you because I am not encouraging for that. Yes, you may try if you want to. I am not against it, but you just tell them that you
सर
have
अब तो
read
आपका
somewhere
साथ
else.
देखे कि सर ने बोला था.
हाँ तो रिकॉर्डिंग सुना देगा मैं सुना दूंगा ना रिकॉर्डिंग द रिकॉर्डिंग इज बीइंग डन ओवर हियर रिकॉर्डिंग इज देयर आई हैव इट
सर ये लोग का भरोसा मत करना, ये सब झूठे हैं।
नो आई ट्रस्ट
तो
एवरीवन
बहुत
तो
सच्ची हो गई।
नहीं, एक अलमास पे करना, वो बहुत अच्छी है।
हाँ
अच्छा।
वो तो अभी थोड़ी देर पहले मैंने सुना
ऐसा जाने तो ना
बट
आप।
स्टिल नो दैट स्टिल द ट्रस्ट विल बी देयर डोंट वरी ऑलवेज
એ સર તમે અલમાસ થી બોલવા લાગ્યા કેટલા હતા ને?
why should I do that I'm not a kid that is up to you all you do that for some days and then again you speak I don't
એ
do all
તારું
that
મોઢું
things
બંધ રાખ ને તને કાંઈ શું છે?
એ દોઢી
okay now let it be because that personal fights will start over here. How is this picture different from the above ones? This picture is different from the above pictures. How do you think so? Is this different? In this, the bird is flying naturally with the wings, but here the things are totally different. These are all man-made. These are all man-made adventures. This is natural. The bird
Yes.
flies because it has wings. Right. So, just we'll read it. Okay. Why is it not showing up? We will just read it today. Explanation I'll do it later on. So at least reading can be done. So who will start reading?
So can I?
So can I?
See, you are putting me in a dilemma. Whom to say? Raise your hands. I'll select one by one. All of you, one by one, you will read. Sarah, you start. Then
Okay,
others,
sir.
I'll pass on.
Read the story about a young seagull who is scared out of his wits to fly. His two brothers and sister have already taken flight, and the whole family is eagerly waiting for the young seagull to take off. Will he be able to do it? Find out. The young seagull was alone on his ledge. His two brothers and sister had already flown away the day before. He had been afraid to fly with them. Somehow, when he had taken a little run forward to the brink of the ledge and attempted to flap his wings, he became afraid. The great expanse of sea stretched down beneath, and it was such a long way down, miles down. He felt certain that his wings would never support him. So he bent his head and ran away back to the little hole under the ledge where he slept at night. Even when each of his brothers and his little sister, whose wings were far shorter than his own, ran to the brink, flapped their wings, and flew away, he failed to muster up courage to take that plunge which appeared to him so desperate. His father and mother had come around calling to him shrilly, scolding him, threatening to let him stay on his ledge unless he flew away. But for the life of him, he could not move.
He was not moving at all, even when father and mother were insisting. Mm, 1 minute. Yes, भैया.
That was 24 hours ago. Since then, nobody had come near him. The day before, all day long, he had watched his parents flying about with his brothers and sisters, perfecting
सर
them
15 मिनट की देर है.
Continue.
perfecting them in the art of flight, teaching them how to skim the waves and how to dive for fish. He had, in fact, seen his older brother catching his first herring and devour it, standing on a rock while his parents circled around, raising a proud cackle. And all the morning, the whole family had walked about on the big plateau midway down the opposite cliff, laughing at his cowardice. सर हो गया है अगर आगे रीड करना है तो नेक्स्ट पेज तो घुमाओ
सर हो गया.
सर किसी का पक्का कॉल है इसलिए से लेफ्ट हो गया है
दोनों आईडी सनी सर की निकल गई.
Sorry. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Mariam is
यस
not able to
सर
join. She does not join every day.
शी जॉइंस एवरीडे
Mariam. Because her parents had called and so I got disconnected that she is unable to join. Anyway, I'll check. So, what is this?
तो ये मॉडेटर बार बार ऑन करके आवाज आ रहा है उसके माइक में.
Is there a lizard? See, you shouted and the seagull is crying. Yes, Sarah.
सर वो
Where were
रो
you
नहीं
reading?
रहा है आपको.
Where were you reading, Sarah? Continue.
Sir, she finished this
सर हो गया
paragraph.
कावर्डाइज बुक हो
Cowardice.
गया
Okay. And you made this seagull cry. So God will
सर
punish.
वो तो आपने किया था.
सर वो आपने किया होगा मैं बेचारी रुला
Okay.
ब्लू
रेफरी
ब्लू लाइट.
So
सर
why
बस
was
इतना
he
ही है
crying?
सर.
Means no. I was saying that coward. What is the meaning of cowardice? This word is there. Have you heard this word coward? Mahdi Saab, please. What is cowardice? You should know this word. Coward का meaning तो पता होगा ना? What is coward?
डरपोक
Yes. या फिर बोलते हैं बुज़दिल जो कुछ नहीं कर सकता. Cowardice मतलब वही. The person who is very afraid to do something is does not have strength to do anything at all. Like he escapes from everything. So everyone was laughing at him. He was not able to fly. Everyone was cackling, calling him, come and fly with us. But he was not flying. Everyone was laughing at his cowardice. Yes, read, continue.
सर मैं कंटिन्यू करूं
Yes,
Sir, no,
because the
please
first
give
page is
us
still.
turn.
Okay. The and
सर
was now
हमारा
ascending sky.
सर
Wait,
सर
wait, Shifa. Let her complete this
हम
paragraph.
दोनों का टर्न कब आएगा सर? 10 मिनट की तो देर है अभी।
Wait,
सर करवाओ उसको।
Shifa. What should I say now? I don't have words.
हाँ सर कोई बात नहीं, करवा दो सारा को।
Okay, again. Odessa.
हाँ नहीं नहीं,
We
ऐसा तो
will
बोलिए कि
continue
सारा को
next.
करने
You
दो।
should be thankful that you are not here. You are lucky that you are not here. You are supporting her.
क्यों?
Really? You are the student of mine. You are in third E. You and Aisha. You will also do like this now.
नो सर, आई एम टेलिंग यू दैट नाउ लेट हर
सारा
रीड
तो फिर
दैट्स
भी
लाइक।
थर्ड ई में थी. You were in third E in my class. Remember?
हाँ,
तो सर
he
वैसा तो
in
बोलिए।
We
class
had
teacher
we
training
had
है.
clicked that photo.
यस
प्रोफेसर भी थे
सर,
साथ में
यस
लास्ट.
सर,
We
आई
had
नो
clicked
दैट
photo.
सर, आई नो दैट।
Sir,
सर
I
वैसा
know.
ये लेक्चर 10 मिनट बाकी है तो सारा को रीड करने दो, नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में हम करेंगे।
No. Sara ni Fatima.
सर शी वाज नॉट
Yes,
इन आवर
sir.
क्लास।
Fatima, read from here.
Okay, sir. The sun was now ascending the sky, blazing warmly on his ledge that faced south. He felt the heat because he had not eaten since the previous nightfall. Then he had found a dried piece of mackerel's tail at the far end of his ledge. Now there was not a single scrap of food left. He had searched every inch, rooting among the rough, dirt-caked straw nest, where he and
Continue.
his brothers and sister had been hatched. He even gnawed at the dried pieces of eggshell. It was like eating part of himself. He had then trotted back and forth from one end of the ledge to the other, his long grey legs stepping daintily, trying to find some means of
Daintily.
reaching his parents without having to fly. But on each side of him the ledge ended in a sheer fall of precipice
Sheer
with the
fall
sea beneath,
of
and
precipice.
sheer fall of precipice with the sea beneath, and between him and his parents there was a deep, wide crack. Surely he could reach them without flying if he could not only move northwards along the cliff face, but then on what he could walk. There was no ledge and he was not a fly, and above him he could see nothing. The precipice was sheer and the top of it was perhaps farther away than the sea beneath him. He stepped slowly out to the brink of the ledge, and standing on one leg with the other leg hidden under his wing, he closed one eye, then the other, and pretended to be falling asleep. Still they took no notice of him. He saw his two brothers and sister lying on the plateau dozing, with their heads sunk into their necks.
कॉल आया फिर से किसी का
Am I
सर को.
audible?
है
Yes,
ना
sir.
सर, किसी का कॉल था ना इसलिए डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया है
This
ना.
is the second time is this happened. Now let it be. I don't want to present again.
सर हर बार यही होता है, किसी का कॉल आता है और आपकी स्क्रीन प्रेजेंट होने
But
बंद हो
in
जाती
D&D
है.
also the call. Hmm. But in D&D also it happens. I don't understand. Settings भी मैंने किए तो भी. Because in D&D the call should not come, right?
यस.
then there is no use of D&D.
कितने हमेशा यही होता है, आपको किसी का कॉल आता है, आप डिस्कनेक्ट हो जाते हो.
Yes. And thank God that still I joined with, I'm connected with the family so that I can tell you what is the reason.
और देखा ये बार में मेरा टर्न नहीं आया ना, ये दोनों ने रीड कर लिया.
Yes,
शीफा तो
Shifa.
कल कर लेना सर. कल नहीं, सॉरी, कल तो संडे है, मंडे को सर पहले इसी करवा देना रीडा.
Sure, Shifa. My life, my rules, my attitude, right? Shifa.
Bye.
And